Bitcoin has finally had a breakout, but I called this out months ago, so everyone wants to know what's next for Bitcoin. As we can see, it is a clean breakout. We were here for over 200 days, and we are finally above this level. Now, what is going to be next for Bitcoin is, in my opinion, if we're following along, quick recap on my original thesis has been proven to be true, is we were following the 2013 bull run all the way into the 2015-2016 retracement, and this is basically what we are working on right now. If we zoom in right here, you can see that this is perfectly. Now, what you'll see is this move right here, we stalled out for a few days, followed by continuation all the way to the 618 and a back test of the prior trading range. That is exactly what I think is going to happen. I think that we possibly could stall out here for the next couple of days, but ultimately the move is going to be completely finished within the next 10 days, and that would bring us all the way to the depths of the 618, as high as the 702 Fibonacci retracement, which would bring you all the way to $49,000. Now, the bet, you might be saying like, oh, you didn't call that. Like literally, I put my facial hair and the hair on my head online on bet. I bet my facial hair and the hair on my head that I said I was so confident that we would get $38,000 by the end of November. If we didn't get it by December, I would shave my head and my face. Why was I able to predict that? Do you think I just want to lose my face and my hair? The answer is no. The reason that I was so confidently able to predict this is because we have been following this thing to a T. Now you might be saying like, oh, it's much higher over here, and I've discussed this in previous videos. This is what they call Wyckoff distribution right here. The buying climax is a little bit lower than an up thrust. The up thrust goes higher, but this is the true top. This is when Google Trends were at their all-time high. This is when Coinbase IPO'd, all of that. So what you'll see, what I think is going to happen, what I think we're in store for, is we're going to continue this move. It technically it could be done at 35,000. That is my most bearish case scenario, and that's easy to say because it already happened. But 38,000 for me is really realistically the lower end of the spectrum, and that's why I put 38,000. But realistically, I think we will go all the way to the 618, even as high as the 702, which would bring you between 45,000 and $48,000. Once we get here, we are likely going to pause out, come back all the way back to the prior trading range. Now, we could go all the way as low as the prior trading range, but if we start getting into $29,000, $28,000, this invalidates my thesis. This invalidates the bull run continuation. The back test, 31, we could wick into 30, but realistically 31,000 needs to hold for the back test for this to be a confirmed retracement back test continuation onto the bull run. Now, if we do all that, if we go to the retracement, back test, hold 31,000, you're looking at yet again another 200 days before we go off and away to the next range. And that's basically what's going to happen the rest of the bull market until we really get into phase 4. But basically, we're going to break into a new level, back test the prior, hold it, break into a new level, back test the prior, hold it, break into a new level, back test the prior, and hold it. And we're going to do that all the way until things really start getting going. But that is basically what I think is going to happen in the next month. We're going to hit $48,000 in my opinion. I bet 38,000 because I think that's a safe thing to do. And I think we're going to back test 32,000 as low as a wick of 30,000. But if we start getting into body closes of 29, 28,000, that is something entirely different. I don't think that that's what we're doing. This is what I've stated months in advance, what I thought that we were going to do, and I literally called it out on the day. If you look at my Twitter over here, I called this out at about $27,000. I said, don't be shocked if we get a fat green candle this week. And 1 week later, less than 1 week, actually 5 days later, we started to get the beginning of this bigger move, and most of the move was actually completed 8 days after that tweet. In my opinion, when we get this full retracement, that is a time to consider getting rid of some of the coins that you don't necessarily like as much, and maybe even some Bitcoin to try to reaccumulate at a lower price later, because ultimately it is perfectly healthy, perfectly normal, and necessity to backtest the prior trading range. That is what I will be doing, not financial advice. Once we get into this time frame here, expect another 200 days of boringness just like we had, but that is the prime time accumulation time. That is the update for that right now. That is all I have. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow me for more. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.
Damn hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, hustling.